me, Kiri G, with another Self-Care Saturday tip trick for this week. This week we're talking about apologizing. A couple weeks ago, I did a video about us learning how to forgive ourselves for like when we fail or when we have something happen in our lives and we feel like we can't move on. A lot of times we need to just learn how to forgive ourselves and keep it moving. So on the other side of healing and forgiveness is an actual apology. So this week I'm not talking about an apology for ourselves or apologizing to ourselves. What I'm talking about is how apologizing to other people can help you heal things within yourself. So you guys know what self-care is all about, is making sure that you're straight before you can make sure somebody else is straight. So this might seem a little counterproductive to be apologizing to someone else to get something for you, but if you are in meaningful relationships, significant relationships in your life, we as humans, we're not perfect. So you are gonna do something that hurts someone's feelings. You're going to do something to harm someone every once in a while. I mean, whether you're doing it on purpose or unintentionally, it's going to happen. But the way that you maintain a relationship and remain the connection, or maintain the connection between you and that person after a situation occurs that deserves an that a person would feel like they deserve an apology, is the apology has to be made. Sometimes I think that depending on the relationships that we have with people, we think that we don't have to apologize for certain things that we've done. Or if you thought that your intent wasn't malicious and you said something and it hurt somebody's feelings, but that wasn't your intent, so you don't have to apologize. The point of an apology is to let the other person know that you acknowledge that you hurt them and you want to make amends for it. An apology is not about being sorry. I typically, when I tell somebody I'm apologizing, I say I apologize for that. I'll say I'm sorry sometimes, but for the most part, to me, it's not about being sorry for something. It's about acknowledging the person that you've harmed and making amends to let them know that the relationship is worth saving. Because sometimes something so small, the reason why things so small can break up friendships and relationships is because people think that apologizing is not necessary. If you can say or do something to hurt someone and that person means something to you, you should want to apologize so that you can make amends and that you guys can get back into the place that you were before. Because when a person's feelings are hurt, or they are hurt by something that you have done, for me, if someone does something wrong to me and I am really holding on to it and I can't let go, most of the time it's because they have not verbally acknowledged that they're doing something to wrong me. People be like, the best apology is change behavior. Yeah, that's true, but the acknowledgement is what will kind of de-escalate the situation in the first place. You need to apologize to people when you wrong them, because it lets them know that you care enough to turn back around and make amends for it. If you don't care about the relationships that you have with people, I don't think that you are going to be able to lead a fulfilling life. In order for us to be fulfilled wholly by ourselves, we do still need to know that we can function and operate and get along well with other people. Because again, we are humans and human contact is necessary in every part of our life. We need it. We have family members that we need to communicate with. If you go to work and you work around people, then you need to know how to interact with people on a normal human level. You also have your close relationships with your friendships. You have your romantic relationships, those types of closeness. So apologizing is a part of the communication and the building of a relationship, in my opinion. And I think that if people learned how to apologize more and quicker, once they did something, people would be able to mend relationships more faster. Don't let your pride allow you to lose a relationship because you're too prideful to apologize, or you think that you're not wrong, when sometimes it's not, again, about what you've done. It's about the reaction and the feeling that it has given someone else. So sometimes you are unapologetic as fuck, right? But it still hurts someone's feelings. And you can tell them that you apologize for hurting their feelings without taking away from the point that you were trying to make, or for whatever it is, the principle that you were standing on. So there are ways to apologize that make sure that you can still get your point across without being an asshole, but still acknowledging someone's feelings and wanting to make amends. So that's what I want to focus on. So The point is, you have to, one, want to make the relationship work, and it has to be important to you. You have to apologize so that you can acknowledge how they feel and actually mean it. If you don't mean it, don't do it. But if you don't mean it, then don't count on this person to want to have a relationship with you. So the other thing about an apology or is doing something wrong to somebody is you got to be willing to take the consequences of that too. So if they don't want to accept your apology, you have to be able to take that. You can't pressure someone into taking your apology just because you had the courage to do it or because you went out on a limb to do it. You also went out on a limb to hurt their feelings or do whatever it was to make them upset in the first place. So you have to take the consequences. So this is why I think it's important that we acknowledge what we're doing and try to apologize immediately and make amends so that you can turn the situation around before it snowballs the other direction and you can't figure out why you ain't talked to a person in 2 weeks because you don't want to apologize and they don't want to talk to you because you hurt their feelings. So for me, in order for me to be full as a person, I have to make sure that I'm doing the right things by other people. And apologizing to people when I've done them wrong or harmed them or they feel hurt by my actions is something that allows me to help us both heal and help us both move on and help us both maintain a relationship. And a lot of times it makes you closer. If you can go through a sticky situation with someone or you guys can have some type of adversity together, it tends to make you a little bit closer. So if you are able to have a situation happen and apologies are accepted or given and accepted and amends are actually made, then that's going to bring you all closer together because you know that when something else comes up, it's not just going to shake the relationship and you guys are going to have a good foundation to go off of. So for me, this week for self-care, you don't have to do it today, but I do want you to start considering and start thinking about if you have wronged someone or if you have done something that hurt somebody in a way that is going to damage the relationship, you need to repair it with an apology. And the point of an apology is so that you can acknowledge what you've done to them, you can make amends with them, and you guys can kind of move on so that you guys can have healing and mend the relationship and be able to have it going forward so that you guys can both be fulfilled. If you lose someone that's really close to you over something really petty, that takes a toll on you and you sometimes can't get that back. So learn how to apologize. Learn to apologize to folks about the things that you done to them. And you would hope that when people start seeing that you're able to be that type of person, that they'd be more open to apologizing to you as well when there's an issue. Because there's one thing that I do not allow is for someone to do me wrong. And if I feel like I need an apology, I will verbally express that you should apologize to me for that. And if they can't do that and verbalize it for me and make me feel comfortable in the friendship, in the relationship, then that makes me feel like it's not worth it for me. Because if they can't make amends for what they've done and I'm actually saying I need you to do this, then it makes it difficult for me to want to maintain a relationship. So that's why I'm telling you all, it's important to apologize to people. You don't want to lose people over meaningless, frivolous things that in 2 years, 2 months, that you're not even going to care about. So learn to apologize so that you can acknowledge and make amends, and try to practice this as much as possible for the little things like stepping on people's foot, or the big things like saying something mean and hurtful when you're in an argument, to the things that you don't even care about. So happy Saturday, Self-Care Saturday with Kiri G. This week we are learning to apologize to people so that we can acknowledge their hurt feelings and make amends so that it can keep us full and we can keep giving to others. So happy Saturday. That little lame wink at the end. This is a long video, y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I have been consistently doing these videos. I think this is my 15th week doing this video. So I am, if we have 52 weeks in the year, I'm about a third or so way through. So I'm trying to make it to 1 year of doing these videos consistently. Saturdays for you all, waking up on Saturdays, making sure I get some information out to you guys. And I appreciate everybody who has been a part of this for me and kind of just making sure that they stay up to date and watch my videos and giving me feedback. I really, really, really appreciate it. It helps me keep doing it every week and keep my promise to myself of doing it consistently for a year. And it makes it easier for me. So thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. learn to apologize, and I will talk to you all next week.